Good afternoon, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. As you know, we are chatting about the public portfolio, which you can see on screen, the road to 10K from 1K, and it's on track. If you guys don't know what's happening about where we are at, this segment of my channel is basically about talking about stocks. Very little about crypto, but obviously it's about crypto as well. I like to be informed. As you can see, consensus, I'm going to be there. Uh, I'm actually going on the 7th. So if you guys want to meet up or use my code to buy tickets, you can. JW20. Hats off to my friend, partner in terms of the crypto market. You know who you are for linking up the code with me. So, it's always good to be well informed of everything in the market. I just want to make sure that the audio latency is good. Usually my wife comes on and lets me know, or whoever's online. Let me just check if things are good from that end before we move into what we're going to discuss today. About the main thing that I want to discuss today is like what I'm doing um, with the market and the public portfolio. One second. I don't see any comments as of now, so I think we're good, bro. I think we're good. So yeah, let's get into it. First of all, I hope everyone had a great weekend. I'm drinking some green tea today from your favorite neighborhood brand, Trader Joe's. I'm definitely cutting down on some. If you've seen the past streams on some energy drinks, I do love my energy drinks. Celsius, that's the brand I buy, and that's the company I invest in. So yeah, just checking if anybody's in the chat to let me know about the latency, but I don't see anything wrong at this point in time. I don't think there's anyone in the. Hold up, what's happening here? All looks good. Thanks. Let me just reply to our thanks. All right. So, what am I doing with the public portfolio as of now? And why are we on this chat, especially with like SoFi, bro? Like, let's just open that. So, what I did, let's recap. So, what I did basically, let's go into the notifications. So, recent trade, whatever. So, as you can see, 2 days ago, which was basically Friday before the market, before the weekend, I put a little of cash in, like again, this part of the channel is only talking about the public portfolio. I'm not talking about my private portfolio in terms of I'm not here to brag or boast or whatever. This is basically like if you're new to the game, this is how raw and live and straight to the point and authenticity is we're getting into it in terms of investing, right? If you have money just sat and not doing jack. If it's sat in the bank and you're not earning a high yield saving account or whatever, you're just playing around with your money, in my opinion. Disclaimer: I'm not a financial advisor, certified, or anything of this sort. I'm just a dude with a hat, you know, like some of my videos say, just another guy with another hat or whatever it says, right? Just a guy with a hat. Talking about my experiences in the stock market, I've been in the stock market privately, in terms of when I say private, in the private portfolio since 2015. My first stock I ever bought was Facebook when the company was called Facebook. And I'm here with you guys saying that, look, instead of WhatsApping me and Discording in fucking chat groups, pardon my language, but it is what it is. It's live. Um, this is what you can do with money as well, even if you're a newbie or amateur, right? So this is what I'm doing, guys. I started this public portfolio in November 2000, last year, 2025, and I've only been taking it more serious with you guys on live because you guys can make money with times like this, right? And again, this is my POV, my opinion. So bought some $10 hood, 10 of SoFi, 10 of Meta, 10 of CRM, 10 of ServiceNow, 10 of Golf. All this is 2 days ago. 10 of Nike, LBT 10, and oh yeah. So that's basically what I did before the market closed. So far is the first stock that comes up on the public portfolio, like you see. I have no reason why it actually comes number one, maybe because that's the last stock I bought or something. But we only have 254 in the public portfolio total value. Average cost 1753. I keep on adding to my plays. So I'm adding mainly in the private portfolio because I have liquid cash sat over there. The only buying power I have right now is in this app, $92, right? And I'm trying to show you that even with a little money that you can have in your in a portfolio can make you money, right? And let me show you an example. Yes, this guy is down $17 today. American Express is up $3. Coin Coin's up 50. And just to put things into perspective, that's 248 value, and so far is 254, right? Now, talking about coin, which is Coinbase, if you guys don't know, and if you're completely new to crypto world, that's where I keep all my crypto in Coinbase. And the reason I do that is because I only started with, initially I had crypto once upon a time in Robinhood. I had XRP, Ethereum, H bar, but I moved all my crypto out, or I sold my positions only because I think May 19, Robinhood basically going to like more charges and everything into if you deal with crypto, right? And my Coinbase is just crypto. Although you can buy stocks on Coinbase now, I only put crypto, and that's just my ecosystem. But if you want to download these apps and everything, all my links are below. You'll get some free stock, and I'll probably get something. I don't know as of now, but everyone, helps everyone. So yeah, full transparency there. So going back to coin, if you look, currently we up $50, 25% and some change up, right? And I only have 1.2 shares. So that's what I'm saying, right, guys? If you get into, there's no right time and wrong time or whatever. If you start today, you don't have to dump a lot of cash. If you're just moving into the investing stock market, and why I say investing in an investor, I used to trade, I used to do puts, I used to do all this stuff, and I've given up. And I'm not giving up like today or yesterday. I just realized that where I am in life, I want to accumulate the right companies. I don't want to accumulate like with emotion because I just got on my Tesla play after being years in it, and I moved that money in the private portfolio from Tesla to took my gains and I invested in Celsius, Elf Beauty, Nike. Uh, there was one more. Honest company. And again, do your own due diligence, do your research when it comes to these companies. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing, right? And what I'm sharing, my thoughts, how I'm making money in the market. So yes, I'm $18 down in SoFi, but then again, I'm up in these two, right? Which basically crosses that off. Again, Robin Hood, $18 down. The past stream, you could see, like, I think this was much more than that. So yeah, and then here, VO, always have like your portfolios. If you're starting fresh, make sure that VO, VOG, Triple Q, VTI, SPMO, SCHD. If I was too far, just rewind it. But these are all ETFs that I been in and still in most of them. And the reason why I'm in these, like my Roth IRA has, because my private portfolio is in Fidelity, the brokerage. So VOO, I think initially I got into FXAIX or whatever to do with Fidelity. It's all tracking the S&P 500. And VTI or Triple Q's in my Roth IRA. There's nothing else in my Roth IRA, of course, because I only moved to the US in 2019. So, from that perspective, I don't know if I'm going to be in the US forever. But like I like to conquer and move to other countries and live. I'm originally from Dubai. I lived in Dubai from birth, and I moved to the US to New York in 2019, and now I'm in Florida, the Sunshine State, close to Miami, 20, 30 minutes out. So when it comes to, if you're basically like a citizen of the country, make sure you're investing in all these things and taking advantage of these things, especially like if you do it in a Roth IRA or whatever. Once you turn 59 and a half, obviously all those taxes you don't pay in terms of, it's different. So do your due diligence. I can't advise you what to do, but just look into it more detail and see where you're at, right? And also these things just compound. You just have more time for compounding, whether you get in your 20s. If you're in your 20s and you're watching this, hats off to you, bro. Like, get into it. So SoFi definitely has opportunities to grow, in my opinion. Going back to SoFi, I believe in the company. I'm a user of the company in terms of its saving account, and like Robinhood again, getting into the app, it always tells you the news, so you don't have to subscribe to other news channels and stuff. It's right there, bro. Um, so it tells you everything, right? And 19% people are selling, 50% hold, 31% are buying. But if you look at it, right, when I say I'm an investor and I'm trying to target people who are listening to the channel about this segment about investing, it's long term, right? It's long term. And if you look at these things, like it's just $19, we're almost there, right? I got into SoFi in my private portfolio when SoFi was $7. So I already doubled my money, right? So what I want you to look at is also like if you ask Jeremy, like your $18 down, it's not a lot of money, but in my opinion, and $18 down is basically sorry 6% overall. But look at this, right? Um, when I actually got into SoFi stock into the public portfolio was just March this year, right? So I recently stopped drinking. Well, not recently, 2.5 or 2 years and some change. I've not touched alcohol as in consumption, but I I don't drink anymore. But like this $18 cost is basically a drink somewhere. You know what I mean? A cocktail or whatever. And that's without tip or tax. So I rather seem this 254 value be 300 soon or 400 in the private in the public portfolio, right? So I know these companies are maybe new to some of y'all, but it's been there. Like I said, I'm in the private portfolio with SoFi when I was $7. So yeah, we went through American Express. I'm still adding my play because American Express in the public portfolio is not even a share at this point in time. It's 0.29. So I'm just keep on adding. I'm seeing what the price. So I like to buy in the red. So that this signal here, which is basically what does this signal say? What is it? 320. Oh, 1 second. Let me look at the low point in a month. Why is it not coming up? Give me a second. Yeah, 315. This is not that very far. What's up here? 301. Yeah, so I would buy more if it drops to like 301, 297, where's it in the low, 291. Yeah. So if it falls under 300, great. If it falls near 300, I'm still because I'm not putting in the public portfolio. It's a slow but sure win, right? The 10K is on track. How we getting there? By smartly making decisions, not rushing into things, right? Being calculated, and that's what I mainly want to say, right? Be calculated and do your things. Like make sure that you're not rushing, right? You have time. Even if you're old, like bro, I'm in my 40s, so I've seen the game in my private portfolio how it's grown. Yes, it takes time, but just reassure yourself that like if you're in the gym, imagine everybody in the gym. I'm trying to get in the gym as much as I can, healthy, and then so I can enjoy the wealth as well for the long term. But if everybody went to the gym and started working on crazy and saw results in a week, in a month, 2 months, bro, won't we all be like getting ripped and easy to make life? But it's not. That's not that. If you do it the proper way, without steroids, without this, and same about investing, the discipline factors are the same. The values, the mission, the vision is the same factors, right? The core values, right? So again, SCHD, VO are all ETFs, and look, guys, like hardly any shares. Like this company is 10 shares, but it's $31, and just that change, I've made $28 almost. I mean, almost 30, $28 and some change. And it's not a long time, like I showed you earlier with I just got into SoFi in March in the public portfolio. This okay, there was some recurring buys. I think because the public portfolio is basically showing people who I interacted and was saying, Jeremy, how do I trade? Can you show me? So this is why I opened the public portfolio in October, November 2025. And I say so probably SCHD was one of the first ones as well. Because a lot of the stocks that we got into in the public portfolio was in November. But yeah, not too low, it's mid month of October. But that's what I'm saying, right? If we just keep on putting some shares in SHD, obviously there's no more current activity. My last was that's a dividend, I think. Market shares $2. What was it? The dividend, see? They paid me $2 and it went back in as a buying. Right? So I even made $2 from the stock. That's crazy, bro. Right? So there's no other money going into this as of now. And when we look at it, It's made almost $30, right? Just sitting 10%. So imagine if your money just sat in a bank, in a checking account or saving, not even giving you 9.97, almost 10%. You're playing yourself, bro. Don't play yourself. Another one. So Microsoft, $15 up. Again, let's look at that. $414, $742 market value. That's the basically market value is what we have in the, that's our position in the public portfolio, right? So our average cost is 406. The stock is at 414. So we've already made two and a half, 2.15%, $15. Not a great approach because in my, I think Microsoft in my private portfolio obviously is like probably like, if not triple digits, it's double digits growth in terms of percentage, right? But Microsoft isn't going anywhere, bro. Like every computer, every client, partner, everyone. I use Microsoft Office for all my work emails, right? So I don't think it's going anywhere. And also the why it's not going anywhere because also the transition to move out of that ecosystem is it's so plugged in with our DNA. Like if you want to drink cola, you don't ask, can I have a cola? You like Coke or Pepsi. You see what I'm saying? So, when you're buying a sports shoe, you don't say, oh, I want to buy sports shoes. You're like, I want to buy Asics, Nike. You get it, right? So Microsoft isn't going anywhere, in my opinion. And if you look at this public portfolio, like back a couple of videos ago, we were buying in the red, like it was bleeding, but we were still buying, like small shares, adding to the positions. And especially I was adding SaaS stock, which we're going to come to it, APH, like I don't think it's 1.2 share, bro, like nothing. Made $4 off it, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had children and my children were young, like when I say young, if they were like, even like 9, 10, 11, I would be teaching them, like, guys, this is what I'm doing. Even if they don't get it, just kind of like talk to them every day about it. Why daddy, mommy, uncle, or whatever are doing this. And, on their birthdays, I would get them something small as a gift, but I would also give them something in shares. So when they grow up, like when they're 18, 21, bro, they're already millionaires, right? And if I'm still around in their lives, like this is all hypothetically speaking, I would tell them, right, you know, this money is there, it's growing, it's compounding. Either you invest more in it from your, I don't know, your $15 hour hourly wage or whatever, but they're there because when you get of age, like whatever that age looks like to you in your world, you can do what you want to, live where you want to, not kind of be controlled by narrative of where you live, your community, or if your neighbor is buying this, or you make the right decision and don't blow up your money because the longer your money has time in the market, your market. If you see any stats with the S&P 500 or whatever, it's grown. You just go and look at AMD, Nvidia, the last 10 years, right? Go back the last 15 years, you'll see the change. So I wish I had invest more. Whether I'm investing more today or tomorrow, I wish I started earlier, but I didn't. Right? I only started investing in 2015, which is very late in my life. Very late in my life. So this segment again is about teaching people. And yes, the Ferrari in the thumbnail is not mine; it's a friend of mine from Dubai. It's if you know Mazen from Force Automators, Force Concepts. That's Mazen's Ferrari, my friend of mine. Um, so guys, like I said, I'm not here to boast or brag. It is what it is. It's the thumbnail. But invest in companies, invest long term. Whether even if you're watching this in your 50s, 60s, and first of all, if you're in your 50s, 60s and you're watching my video, bro, hats off. Like literally, hats off to you guys. You know, this part of this channel, welcome, is about if you're just joining your investing journey, anyone can do it. Anyone. So Meta, everybody knows of Meta. Meta is currently down because in the public portfolio, 611 is we made only $2. What do we have of it? 897. So if it falls, let me 3 months, right? So what was this price? 606. Anything like closer to the 600 and below, I'm buying. I'm adding in the public portfolio, and I'll put in more liquid to buy Meta at that price point. Like although when I was on earning call, people were like they were talking about the capex is crazy, it's gone, and basically capex just in a layman term is basically they were saying that this is what they assume they're going to spend this year to grow, right? So they're kind of like buying the growth. But if you look at Meta, they control so much of ecosystem out there. You want to like I'll ask you this, right? The main question: what is the most app you use on your phone, whether you're iOS, Apple, or Android, or Samsung? What is the most app that you use on your phone? Put in the comments. If it's Instagram, Instagram. If it's Facebook, Facebook. WhatsApp, WhatsApp. So this is what usually a lot of people use, and it's owned by Meta, right? Then it could be TikTok, it could be YouTube, right? Again, Alphabet. So Alphabet owns Google, it owns Android, it owns YouTube, right? So a lot of people are using these things, but they're not investing in these companies. So why wouldn't you invest in these companies if you're using the apps? And so if you buy, like, if you use Uber Eats, Uber, why aren't you investing in Uber, right? And just if you want to look at Uber, not to get sidetracked, but yeah, because it's not in the public portfolio, Uber, but Uber $74 now. If you got into it year to date, you got to picked it up at $69, 68. So it's still at a great price. If you got into a year ago, and you can see it on top, I'm looking at the low price on the right. So 69 is the low price. So you still, you still would have made money. You see what I'm saying? But investing is about training your mind, right? Look at this low, $20 5 years ago. So 5 years ago in 2022, if you got into it, it was $19. So that's what I'm saying, right? And also, like, if you look at Uber, it is, if you want to look at AMD and Nvidia as AI, they're peaking right now. Uber still has that AI play as well because the apps are all like apps. They kind of AI run anyway. And tomorrow, like whether it's Tesla or whether it's whoever, like Google has their own driverless car, autonomous. What is it called? Something VIA or something. Whatever. Don't cancel me because I don't know the name, but it is what it is. Um, I'll find out and let you know. But they have their own sort of thing. But what I'm trying to say with Uber, they have so much of data when it comes to this database, people using Uber around the world, right? So, like, if you look at Robinhood, Robinhood is not all around the world, it's in certain parts of the world, but it's still not like how Uber is everywhere, right? And obviously, it's apple to oranges, but I'm just giving you an example, right? So, Uber's everywhere. So, tomorrow, like, Tesla wants to start all a new thing, and they're like, okay, Uber, we'll just buy your tech off you so we can transition all our autonomous vehicles with Uber's technology. Because for anyone who wants to come and take that database, it's crazy. Like Lyft is there, but Lyft is a small. Again, Lyft is mainly in this part of the world, North America, right? So Meta's not going anywhere. Like I said, if Meta basically comes down close to 600, I'm buying more in the public portfolio. Again, disclaimer: I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but this is what we're doing. SaaS stocks. Am I putting more money in the public portfolio with SaaS stocks? If this falls more, like with Adobe and CRM, it's only 30 and 20. If it goes below 50 or 60, I'll just keep on adding small amounts of cash to these plays because we are like $700, 10% of the portfolios in this. And but guys, if you're starting a portfolio, make sure that your ETFs are the strongest. Like you have more weight in them, 30 to 40%, and then get into individual plays and everything because it will balance off. Because if a recession comes, if any war comes, whatever, and the market falls, usually the ETFs hold it, they'll fall, but they won't give you that volatile of falling hard. That's just my opinion. That's what's in my private portfolio, right? The ETFs are the biggest plays, and then individual stock, the biggest plays AMD, and then Amazon and your Apples and whatever, right? And now there's more plays. So if you watch my last video, I tell you actually what's my top 10 in my one of my private portfolios in Fidelity. So watch that video, click it and see the last video. I talk about my top 10 private portfolio holdings in Fidelity. So yeah, CRM is there. SPMO, this is another ETF, 134, 370. We've already made $45, 14%, right? And the last time I added any look, also the app tells you, shows you all this, right? So what this fund holds: sectors, technology, industrials, healthcare, the percentages of these sectors, right? And then you want to see the companies, is Nvidia, Broadcom, so you might say, someone will say, oh yeah, I invest in Nvidia, and like, oh, but I don't do Alphabet, I don't do Broadcom or Micron or Johnson& Johnson. Technically you're in it, just because you're not there individually, but you're in it like with an ETF, right? See, AMD is right here as well. Caterpillar, which is like, if you just look Caterpillar, right? Check this out. Caterpillar stock, check this out. 878 for one share of Caterpillar, bro. And let me show you. Look, right here. This is 1 day ago. Let's look at 1 week. Look at that. That's some candle this way. So here it was 812. What was the lowest? 812, 8, yeah, 805. I saw the lowest. And now it's currently here. And obviously because they had their earnings and all. So yeah, look at a month ago, not 3 months, 679, 675, 665. So imagine if you got 3 months ago in Caterpillar. And like I'm saying, like everyone's got to do construction everywhere in the world, right? So whatever you are. So if you had to invest year to date, you would be 52% up, which is $300 up from this price, right? A year ago, if you got into Caterpillar, you were 175% up. So this is what I'm saying. Like even if you don't want to invest and you just want to get into investing, you can start slowly. Just use one of the choose your portfolios down, your links. When I say choose your portfolio, if you want Robinhood as your portfolio of a beginner, start it. But these details are there. You don't have to fund it instantly. You can do it, but all these details are there, so you can look at, okay, what company do I get into? What is Jeremy doing in his public portfolio? Because I don't have bags of money lying around. Because with the cost of buying water and food and all has gone up, so let me start now before it's too late. But let me start small, and the main thing is hats off to you guys who start even, because it takes a lot from a person to even put the money in if they've never seen it. If you're buying lottery tickets, I would say like hold on that if you haven't won the lottery yet, and start adding into some plays of these great companies. So yeah, SPMO now, Service Now, another great SaaS stock. If you get it below $100, I think it's still a win. Let's look at what Morningstar says. And Morningstar is basically if you're a gold member, I think you get these additional details. I just pay $5 for it a month. So Morningstar is like a review. Fair value is 165, right? So self-explanatory, right? If they're saying it's going to hit 165, why shouldn't it hit 165 based on, if you look at the systematics, the science, do your due diligence, the research on this company, it's a great company in my opinion. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, and sell, but I'm just telling you. Year to date, they're down $60, 40%, 90%. And I like to buy companies like this. Like if I see if you go to the max, right? Since it's come out, since the IPO, it's 1,845%. Okay, when did they come out? 2012. I started investing in 2015. So even if I got into it in 2015, let's just say I got into year, it was $12.51. So, and if I even have to put like $100, $1,000 back then, imagine you get this list of things. So yeah, Nike again, kind of bleeding because 3 months ago it was what, $60. Year to date is down 32%. And like we all wear Nike, bro. Everyone who's watching this has something Nike in their house. Whether it's even if they don't have any Nike personally, whoever's living in your house, if there's another person, a being, there's Nike. If you've never bought something on Nike, let me know in the comments. But someone's probably given you something on Nike. If you support a sports team, blah blah, you get the picture, right? So yeah, I'm still buying Nike in the private portfolio. I keep on adding to my play. If anything's close to this mark or below 40, it's buy. I've put in buy alert and it buys. So like I said, there's not a lot of shares here. There's only $2, 2.9 shares. But this is also a great way. This public portfolio that I started is a great indicator to where what I've achieved in a private portfolio, because some of these stocks that I might buy here, like a Nike, is duplicated in a private portfolio. But the reason that it's here, because once when we went live, my fellow YouTuber Brian from BG Kicks official, you can check him out on YouTube if you like sneaker collecting, and a really good dude as well. We met up in person, and I love what he's doing with his brand and how involved he is with the community as well. So I showed him how, like, himself, I don't know if he owns personally, I don't think so, but I'm like, bro, like, just put in some money in Nike stock as well. It doesn't have to be a lot, because each of these pairs we're buying now is like $200 plus, bro. Unless you're buying like the general or whatever. But if you buy anything like the Jordan 4s or something, they're all like 225 now. This is Webull, if you know, you know. Elf is another position that I'm adding in the public portfolio. And because I'm heavily invested with this company in the private, I'm also adding here. And now why I'm duplicating, because I'm showing you that how our public portfolio should be diverse. You know, cosmetics, brands, ETFs, SaaS stock, AI, not just AI, although that's what's moving right now these days. But you have to have a balanced portfolio. So if there's a hit with tech, AI is going to get hit first, right? Even if you look at these banking, like there's a traditional bank here, which is American Express. Because if tech gets hit, SoFi, Coin, Hood, all these guys get hit hard as well, right? Because they're all like online based only. There's no SoFi, you can't. There's no physical store you can go and speak to anyone, right? It's all online and digital. So, guys, I just want to come here today and tell you what I'm doing. In that point of instead of this $92 just sat here, I'm gonna add another $10 right now with you guys, right? And you say why, bro? Why not? I'm accumulating this stock, and I'm doing this with a mouse, bro. Like it's crazy. So I'm just adding, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm believing in myself because I do my homework. Hood, I think Hood's at a okay amount right now because I also have Hood in the private portfolio. I'm not adding right now. I did add with SoFi, Adobe. Which one is CRM? Yes, this is dog again, bro. Every day at this time. Every day, bro. 706. And that's my dog going in. So I'm gonna buy more CRM. Just 10 bucks, bro. Like I said, there's no. And I've seen this guy with his dog, bro. Like he's always on his phone and his dog's always yapping. He's holding his dog. I'm like, bro, come on now. You do you, but at the end of the day, bro. 226. I think what's my $92? If it falls more, we'll add some more because what was this price? 90 bucks, 85. So just chill on that. Again, if you're getting into now, right now, anything below is less than 100 is great. So again, that's just my opinion. Dude, does Morningstar tell you about Elf? They should, right? No news. I can't find any. 139. You know what? What is the average cost? 66. Why not, bro? It's okay. All right, guys, that's what we're going to do it. We're going to leave it as that for now. Thanks for tuning in. Make it happen. Own it. One love.